Are you thinking about adding interactive 3D models to your website? Maybe a configurator or augmented reality experience. Or perhaps you already have them, but your 3D models are not looking as expected. They are lagging or they don't even work at all. One of the most common reasons for this is the 3D models themselves. Hi, my name is Otakar, and today I will explain why regular 3D models don't work for web, 3D configurators and augmented reality. And finally, I will tell you what's important and what needs to be done to make them work seamlessly for your online experience. But before we dive in, let's talk about our expectations. Here in Division XR, we think that 3D models on the web and in augmented reality should look like real items that we have in our hands or in our space. That means that we want a high-quality 3D render that looks exactly like on the real photo or video, so customers can have most accurate and immersive experience possible. But there's a problem. Such high-quality renders are usually done on high-performance desktop computers with very big and powerful graphic cards. On these machines, it can take from several minutes up to 1 hour to create just one quality and photorealistic render. But in our case, for web and augmented reality, we need to render 30 frames in 1 second, so people can interact with 3D models in real time. And all this needs to work on a mid-range mobile phone in the internet browser. Furthermore, in case of augmented reality, this phone also needs to track the floor, calculate all the distances, and render the model in your space in real time. For this reason, approach for creation of 3D models for web and augmented reality is significantly different to meet these demands. If not, you can expect drastic decrease in final appearance, performance, and oftentimes these models will not work at all. Honestly, in this case, it's better to stick with classic pictures instead of 3D models. Here are 4 most important things for your 3D models to look photorealistic and work fast and seamless. First thing, we have mesh quality. They need to have high-quality mesh with lowest number of polygons possible. All additional details needs to be baked in the normal map. How this works? First, it's necessary to create a high poly model with all the details. Then a low poly version of the same model. Finally, all differences in geometry needs to be baked on the normal map. So now the mobile phone and browser don't need to calculate all this geometry. They simply load a light low poly model and present all other details with a normal map image. Second thing is textures. All textures need to be created in a physically based rendering workflow. It's called PBR. For each materials, we need to have following maps. We have diffuse map. This is the base color of the material. We have the roughness map. It controls how shiny or rough the surface appears. We have metalness map, which defines metallic and non-metallic areas for accurate reflections, and finally normal map, which adds geometry details, which we already talked before. This is the result when we combine all these maps. If we exclude one of them, the end result will not be good. For example, on fabric materials, it's not enough to have only one image of fabric that you can find online or on the fabric manufacturer website. If you want a fabric to look photorealistic, you need to have all other maps that we talked about before. If the fabric manufacturers don't have them, and usually they don't, it's necessary to create them yourself. Here we have 2 options. We can use professional 3D scanners if the fabric samples are available. But if they're not, our material artists can create them from scratch using procedural methods and professional software like Substance Design. Similar thing is with wood and other material. Bottom line, quality materials and textures will highly impact your final model appearance on the web and augmented reality. Third thing, we have shadows. This is the single thing that will make your 3D model exceptional and realistic, which 99% of 3D models on the web don't have. Why? Because as mentioned before, mobile phones and internet browser don't have all these big graphic cards and resources like desktop computers. They just can't calculate and render shadows. But we can render those on our big desktop computers and then bake them on our 3D models. This process is not simple, especially when you have a configurable model where you need to address all shadow changes when some part changes. But we think it's definitely worth it. Here you can see a difference in model with and without shadows. This way your model will finally look as close as possible to the desktop photorealistic render. And fourth thing is optimization. Final 3D models need to be as small in size as possible because they need to be loaded on the fly in the internet browser together with all configuration changes. A typical 3D model that has all those quality textures and materials is around 30 MB in size, which is very big. For best web experiences, recommended size for 3D models is from 1 to 4 MB. Now you're wondering how can we squeeze all these mesh and textures in a such small size? Well, this is the art of optimization, where it's necessary to use different kind of methods to achieve this goal. For instance, you can put multiple parts on a single texture. You can reuse the same textures with multiple UV maps. You can find the best compression ratio and format for final textures, and many more. It also depends a lot on your 3D configuration platform and a viewer. And that's it. Now you know the essential for creating high-quality 3D models that work seamlessly on the web, in configurators and in augmented reality. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights on creating immersive 3D experiences. Still have some questions or need help with your 3D models? You can reach out to us at Division XR. We'd love to help you and bring your vision to life. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.